How's your lawn looking after a long hot summer? My climate has been a lot drier than most, and as temperatures soared, the cracks in the perfect environment I tried to create have opened up. Plants have stressed and the lawn even more so. Look at these patches in my lawn. Clearly the problem here is far more evaporation than precipitation. That means that we're getting more evaporation out of the soil and transpiration from the plant's foliage than we are rainfall or irrigation. Now, the classic symptom with that is you start to get sparse lawn and big dry patches in between. One thing you should always try to do is check your irrigation system on a regular basis. Sprinklers all need to be fully functional, meaning they have to be free of obstructions, silt and grit, which can get into the lines. Taking the sprinkler head off at the end of the run lines and then turning the water on, letting it flush out is always smart. Once you're sure the system is working as it should, you need to look at stimulating growth and recovery. To ensure there is water penetration, you can try and fork the grass, encouraging water to seep in deeper. This is particularly effective if you have hard, compacted soils. Applying wetting agents at this point is also very effective too. A liquid like this sea salt soil wetter will really make the world of difference in soils that have become what they call hydrophobic or water repelling. Hydrophobicity is a real thing, and it's a really quite remarkable thing. You see this grass on the surface, you can see the green leaves, but underneath, that sand is dry. Now, what causes it is a waxy coating that covers over the surface, particularly sands, but also organic matter. Now, this stops water penetrating evenly into the soil. Now, of course, the grass's root system is all the way through, but in dry patches, if it's got no moisture, well, it's not going to be able to actually take moisture up, and therefore you're going to see it die around those areas. Hence, that sort of sparse effect that we've got with the lawn here. Adding a wetting agent washes that wax off, ensures moisture can penetrate evenly, and that's how you end up with a nice, thick green lawn. The next thing is so important at this stage. It's stimulating new root growth and leaf growth. Now, this was once something done with the first rains of autumn, but with slow release technology, it's not something you have to wait to do, because the prills will not burn the leaf of your grass and set it back. Once the prill has been wet, it will slowly start feeding the grass the right blend of nitrogen for dark green leaf growth and phosphorus and potassium for strong root growth and cellular strength. From here on, regular mowing is important, but let's not get it too hard. We don't want to cut too low. Too low and the scalping can cause exposure to the topsoil and the surface roots. And 1 or 2 late stinking hot days could damage the grass again. So leave the mower set at a higher level of about 75 millimetres for warm season grasses. Colder climate grasses are okay a little higher again at about 100 millimetres. Now, this is important because it's actually shading the lawn, reducing evaporation and the need for heavy watering. And on the question of watering, well, it's a very good question. How much is too much and how much is enough? There are a lot of variables in this. Things like wind, of course heat, and soil type are all very important. But the ultimate goal is 2 drinks a week of between 10 and 15 millimetres, a nice deep soaking, encouraging the roots to grow down deeply into the soil. This means they'll be far less susceptible to extreme conditions, and you'll end up with a thick, lush, healthy lawn. And remember, not all sprinklers release the same amount of water. Gear drives like these have to run for at least 45 minutes to deliver the minimum 10 to 15 millimetres that the lawn's going to need. And it's important to remember that too much water is actually more problematic than too little. So use this amount as a guide and you should be enjoying a lush green lawn in no time. Let's see how mine looks as the series rolls on.